Okay, so it's time for Canada. Probably one of the hardest parts about the track is the penultimate corner and the last corner. So obviously I'm just going to show it now so I don't have to do it again. But personally I like to take it fifth gear, use as much of this inside curve as possible so this isn't an invalidation. So you can really abuse this right hand curve, the left hand curve not so much. You have to be more precise with your inputs, but again, as you can see, that wasn't an invalidation. And then just coming off, it's about maximising your exit, making sure not to run wide. Like this is like as wide as you ever really want to run. And then obviously in the run into turn one, you're trying to keep as far to the right hand side as possible. As you come into the braking zone, you want to try and hook your left front tyre on the curb. I do a pretty good example where so you're taking it in fourth gear, trying to abuse as much of this left hand curb as possible. And then as you're coming off, you're doing about half throttle in fourth, then I double down shift a second for that extra rotation on the car. And then you want to short shift to third gear, half on the throttle, about trying to maximise your exit, limit the throttle until you feel the traction. I don't know why, but it only starts to really grip on the left hand side of the track, so I run a bit wide. You can't use this curve because it'll just give you rubbish traction. Then you can really go through the gears. I go up through fourth and then I hold it in sixth gear here, then I drop it here. See, I double down shift to fourth from sixth gear. Again, abuse this inside curb. You want to try and take as much of it as possible. So I'm half on the throttle, I'm a bit wavery on the throttle, and then it's a flick back round into fifth gear. So I'm just going to repeat that again, this time at full speed, just so you really get an idea for the process. Oh, that was at 2 times speed. So it's just about getting an idea of the process really, because you're coming into it and it's really that quick right left, abusing as much of the curve as possible. Coming into here, I'm going to play this out. I'm also going to add some screenshots of where you want to be putting your front left tyre, because I could have, so you go down into third gear, I do. I'm going to send in some screenshots. Arguably you want to be putting your front left tyre on this red curb. I'll put in some screenshots at the end of what I'm on about, or I'll put them in the middle, depends what I decide. But yeah, you want to be putting it on here, preferably. And that's just, so just going off what I was saying earlier, this is really where you want to be positioning the car. As you can see, really abusing that right hand side. But anyway, yeah, case of maximising traction. So you're in third gear, and then you just want to be gently here. See, I short shift to fourth. Look at that, not even a 75% throttle. Just trying to maximise the exit, because again, it's really awful traction around the right hander. Then obviously it's a straight into another quick chicane, down into fourth gear, using a lot of this inside curb. Try not to use the orange bit, and then it's very easy to invalidate here. Look how close I come to invalidating that right hand tyre. It's all about how close it is to that white line. And then again, it's just about maximising your speed. Now I have consistently, this is not an ideal sector 3 by any means. I brake far too early. You can afford to brake later than the game tells you to. As you can see here, I'm going to brake, and I broke exactly when the game told me to. And look at this, I'm early for the apex, so I could afford to brake a bit later. As you can see, my delta is just going down. And then again, I don't maximise the exit. I have a bit of a squirm there, you just saw. So yeah, I'd recommend probably short shifting to third for better traction. But then it's just going to be this long run. Now obviously in your head you're thinking last corner, don't want to invalidate. Best to try and avoid thinking about it. Just imagine it's a normal corner, hard on the brakes, into fifth gear. It's just again about maximising the turn in, abusing this right hand curb, and then flicking the car to the left hand side, still in fifth. And then once you know that you're not going to smash into the wall, as I hit the wall, you go into sixth gear and then floor it across the line. So that's a 178 flat. That's probably, I don't even know where that is in the world. There's definitely about 3, 4, 5 tenths in that lap. Also qualifying is better than TT around here, but I just thought this is a good example of a very decent lap for a lot of you guys, so yeah.